So I get asked a question, what if my spouse isn't working? How am I going to get alimony? And my answer is simple. You're not. I'm not trying to be a wise guy, but you're not. You're not going to be able to force your spouse to give you money when he or she doesn't have the money. It's important, though, that you identify in an order of the court when you get your judgment of divorce. It's important to keep track of the arrears. If you're not getting your support paid through the probation department, you have to keep track of the arrears. You have to understand what it is that you were supposed to be paid, and if you're not paid it, mark the record. Send your spouse an email. Send him or her a letter. Stay on top of them and say, you're supposed to pay me X dollars. You haven't paid it for the last 3 months. You owe me X dollars right now. That's the first thing you can do. The second thing is talk to an experienced attorney about what you can do by way of enforcement. Maybe your spouse just simply cannot work anymore in the environment that they were working when they got divorced, and they truly can't pay their support anymore. Instead of fighting and spending legal fees over something which you know is never going to change, for example, a spouse who had a license and then lost the license for something, could be anything. Let's say you're a teacher, and let's say you had an accident. You can't stand or sit any longer, and you're somewhat disabled, and you can't be in a classroom anymore. So you can't do your job anymore. You have to find another type of job. Find out the reasons why your spouse isn't paying the support that he or she is supposed to be paying. Then go over with an attorney what your options are. The options are to try to force their hand and enforce the order by going to the judge and saying, listen, judge, I'm supposed to be getting this amount of money. I didn't get this amount of money. Help me get this money from this individual. Or working with the individual and determining that there's got to be a change of circumstances which will allow for a change in the support order. Just because the spouse doesn't have a job doesn't necessarily mean that the alimony award goes away right away. So be real careful with it.